Hello, hello, what's up? What is going on with you today? What about me? I'm doing fine, and we're gonna react on some videos as well, so enjoy. And the first video will gonna be why it sucks to being black. I think depends where you are. I think in Rwanda it could be okay.
I hate.
But let's see. I'm really tolerant, by the way. I'm against racism, against anything like this. Just wanna see the impression of how to be the black person.
I hate being black. Yeah, I said it. I hate being black. And more specifically, I hate being a black man. I know, from the outside looking in, it looks like it has unlimited perks. You're athletic, you're born with a third leg, and you automatically can dance. I mean, it just seems like a win-win, right? Wrong.
And whiteys are loving you, especially from the Eastern Europe. They are really liking black people. I mean, at least some of them. How I heard.
And listen, I know I'm doing a horrible job at not sounding like a raccoon right now, but hear me out. Growing up as a black boy, if you weren't either extremely good at sports or a thug, yes, I said a thug, you had to literally be a YN to be accepted. If you didn't fit into those two criteria or were somehow related to someone in those two positions, you were at the bottom of the social hierarchy. And the only acceptable artistic endeavor you could pursue was being a rapper. But
Actually, other jobs that black person prohibited or forbidden. I know that there are many black, I mean, not as many as white, I think, but there are some black judges, black lawyers, black police officers. There are some of them, as I know, so I wouldn't say these paths are closed.
even then, the only option is to do gangster rap and talk about a thug lifestyle. If you try to take the J. Cole route, you're definitely cooked. Nobody was listening to Tupac or thought he was cool when he was studying acting and poetry. And one of y'all probably thinking right now, oh, that's normal. Athletes and thugs are usually the most popular in a school setting. But that's where you're wrong. See, for a white kid or an Asian kid, it's normal if they pursue engineering, they're interested in computer programming, if they watch anime, they're allowed to have interests outside of being an athlete or a thug. But don't let a black boy have any interest outside of those two professions. You say you like anime?
Did I just catch you having fun?
Well,
Wait, so you don't want to be a part of the NBA, which only like the top 1% make it to. You don't want to be part of the NFL, which only like the top 1% make it to. And you don't want to be a part of a gang, which means risking your life every day, not being able to go to a bunch of places in your city, not being able to wear a bunch of colors, always watching your back, doing crimes for chump change, most likely getting a criminal record, catching fades in the county jail with people like 4 Extra.
Fighting while you're naked? That's a website for get right up on him. Boom, bam on dead homies. I'll whoop him, knock him out naked, dead homies. Off the back, it don't matter where you at him. You could be Space Monster. I'm shocking your ass out. We going in here. Oh, look, when I go to their dorms, I don't give a if it's 30 of them in there. You gotta get on with all 30. You gotta get on with all of them.
I ain't giving no pass, so don't give me no pass, because I ain't giving you no pass in there. And I didn't tell you to sign up for it. So if you want to pass, you need to stop gangbang.
Hopping on drugs to cope with all the stuff you had to do as a part of that lifestyle, probably not making it
I mean,
to 20.
it's also dependent, I think, from the culture. I mean, from the your family background and from how is your family actually wealthy or not, because I think there are many wealthy black families which are not from the criminal or from the sports background. So it's also very depends, but maybe in the US there are many places where the black people are kind of stuck, like the hoods. So it could be quite hard to get out from the hoods. In my how I imagine this. So yeah, it's actually hard to imagine for me the lifestyle of the black person because I'm really remote from all of these kind of lifestyle, but yeah, from what I heard, that is hardly but doable to for the black person to be an actual decent white collar, I mean white collar worker. It sounds contradictory, but still I hope you got what I mean.
Wait, you're telling me you want to give all that up to be a doctor?
Did I just catch you wanting to be?
Oh, sweet. Lord have mercy, my baby.
It's become become so common to see a black person as a thug or an athlete that there's been this unrealistic expectation set of black men. People view us as thugs, so automatically they expect us to be more macho, to not have any fear, and to be this hyper masculine guy. I truly feel like in some people's heads this is
So that's about the expectations and how do the society actually imagine the black people and what the racial stereotypes the society has. So yeah, it's quite hard then to the black people to have the hobbies like the watching anime and do some less masculine things, less masculine than sports and being a gangster.
the state they think black boys are in 24/7.
I'm ready to die. Come get me right now. ARP, switches, drums, K's, any gun you could think of. Come shoot that bitch, man. We could bang it out in the front of the stove, and I walk to the stove. ARP, switches, glocks, drums, K's, any gun you could think of. Come shoot that bitch, man. I'm ready to die.
That's part of the reason why so many women have a fetish for black men. Because for a vet such as myself, you know that when dealing with a woman in that way, a lot of it is mental. That's why you see all these women
really?
from other races wanting a black guy. Because in their head, a black guy is super macho, hyper masculine. Oh, they give off this bad boy persona. And they love that. There's a reason we have clips of those high-class, rich white girls who want to be edgy, so they go and mess with a black thug. It's so common to see in movies. And from my experience, when it comes to interracial relationships, a black man and a white woman is super popular. The only thing that I can think of that even comes close is a white man and an Asian woman. And the other side of this perception
Yeah, it's working like this, I think. The white women are attracted by the black people and the Asian women are attracted by the white man. That's how it works, I think. Mostly.
that people have of black men is that men from other races don't trust us around their wives. They literally think we walk around like Tyrone from Vine.
I'm here to somebody's wife.
But I'm telling you, your girl,
Fuck.
your wife, whatever, she's safe. We don't want her. And see, these unrealistic expectations also carry over to our athletic performances. If you're anything over like 6'3" and you don't hoop, then you know what it's like to constantly have people telling you that you should be playing basketball. Now, as a black guy, that's kind of your everyday experience because we're usually either super tall, super fast, or super strong. And if we're not, we look like we are. And trust me when I say I'm talking from experience here, bruh. I'm talking from experience. On any
I
given
mean, many black people are the really gifted athletes, but you know, it varies, and some black people are quite short, and yeah, they do have the hard life as the many actually short people. But yeah, in case of he say that it's usually socially unaccepted for the black person to be not that masculine as the society portrays it, then it could be exceptionally hard for the black person to be less masculine and to be short as well. So yeah, it's an additional societal pressure here.
day I could just be walking around and some old white guy will be like, oh, I know you can do 225 for at least 20 reps. Or they'll be like, what school do you play for? Or if I tell them that I have a full ride scholarship, they'll be like, what position? Running back? Whole time this shit is academic. And I really hate to admit it, but after being perceived as something for so long, a lot of us black guys are starting to embody that perception. And it's gotten to the point where we're almost forcing the image. I run across so much content online where it's just black guys acting ghetto and forcing this thug image unnecessarily.
I'm the young demon, my switchy race hell like Satan. Ain't doing no faking. I already sit on your house with that Drake and be waiting.
So you're telling me your whole group's idea of looking fashionable is walking around with a ski mask and all black, looking like you're about to rob somebody? And yeah, you might make the point that, okay, the ski mask matches with their fit. But look at this.
Yeah, that looks really goofy. It looks as he is a banana. Yeah, exactly like the banana, but expired banana. What the hell?
They have no reason to be wearing a ski mask with this colorful ass fit. What's the point of wearing a fit that costs thousands of dollars if the girls can't even see your face? And y'all remember how I was talking about there's two professions, thugs and athletes? Well, they combined them now.
I don't need no gun if it go down. I'm
Thug athletes. I mean, that's a really weird combination, to be honest. Thug athlete. I mean, the thug means that the gangster or just the person who is doing such lifestyle, like taking drugs and drinking and doing such unhealthy stuff. I don't think that is actually combining with the sports work ethics.
ready to smack me. Hashtag youthful. I was like 15, 5 feet tall, trying to clap me. Y'all on his that nigga. He only hang with the killer. Nigga had a neck, cause in real life, spanking them. Lord knows I don't like them. You too if you hang with them. Fuck ops, then you want her ops. I don't care if you playing the
It's because I'm little. I bet you ain't never got chased by a midget. My caught him on phone thinking I was the whole time I'm outside spinning.
We got these middle and high schoolers behaving like this like it's normal. Y'all throwing up these signs and making these hand gestures like, what's your end goal here? Like, do you want everyone to look at you and be like, oh wow, look at this thug. Oh my god, so terrifying. Shiver
You said it's so funny. Gosh,
me
man.
timbers. And it gets even worse.
Man. Yeah, that's not portraying the black people in the best view, but I think the black people in Africa should be acting differently, at least in my imagination.
These are D1 football players. This guy is living a whole bunch of people's dreams. And with the NIL deals they have today, you can damn near say you made it. But you still want to portray this image of a thug. This should be so forced. Because no one looks at you and actually thinks that you're a thug. At best, we look at you like we look at John Morant, a wannabe crash out. And y'all seen the trouble that his little antics got him into. And to this day, people only see his tough guy act.
I mean, there are not only thug kind of black people style, but also when I'm seeing in the media the black person which is really educated and looking professional and speaking very well English or just speaking very well in whatever language, but in case of my second language is English, so yeah, I can understand that the person is speaking the eloquent English, and I cannot name this exact celebrity, but I'm pretty sure that this celebrity is quite popular. But when I'm really seeing the black person which is really educated, it looks so cool. Actually, it looks some kind of out of place, but it looks really unique as well, and it's just stylish. It's just stylish. So I would like to see more black people in the more intellectual professions, more intellectually demanding,
As a meme.
and
And
more
look,
intellectually interesting, I would say, black people. No racism here. I'm in general.
I'm not denying anybody's credibility. A lot of these guys probably are affiliated to the streets, but still, you're telling me after all that hard work you put in, you want to risk your future, risk sitting out, or risk getting fined? For what? Just to look cool for a couple seconds on the Jumbotron? I don't know, that don't seem worth it to me. And honestly, this next clip is just ironic.
Little goof
goofy. He look like he act on Tubi.
You know I'm a dog. Call me Scooby. On my block, it gets spooky.
We got YNs in the military. At least they're crashing out somewhere useful. At this point, I don't know if they're trying to protect the country or they're trying to rob the country. And this next clip kind of left me speechless.
I like his jokes.
That first time I'm going to jail, that's the first time every day. The thing is, hey, y'all found my phone? Bro, I was sleeping. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know my right here. I said, y'all found my phone?
It's obvious whatever crime they committed, they did it for an image. This idea of being able to tell their friends that they went to jail and in their head thinking they're badass. Whole time, they don't even know that they set themselves back, because if they ever do commit real trouble, they won't have the excuse of saying, oh, it's a first time offense. And I can see right through the act because I've never seen or heard of any thug who's excited to go to jail. For my fellow black guys, the message I want to give you is, it's okay to be a chill guy. You don't have to be a YN, a thug, an athlete. And trust me, I know it's hard not to be those things, but it's okay to be a chill guy. Because I would hate for you to feel like you're forced to be something and then you end up like this.
Like, come on, man. You gotta understand, I'm 17, y'all finna put me in jail for a charge. I'm not finna, like, then why if I get convicted for this charge? I'm not gonna see the light of day.
Yeah, and actually, interrogator is the black person as well, so you can do the not physically demanding job and not being a thug and be the decent person and just the white collar worker. So that's just fine. But I think it's the social elevators are working differently in the US for the black people. So yeah, it's another topic of the discussion.
I'm never gonna see the light of day again. Like, y'all, you wouldn't even trying to work with me, like, work with you now? Like, you already knew you was gonna put me in jail when you came in here. Like,
So, I mean, what did you expect me to do?
man, they made it seem like y'all was just gonna interview me and I was finna go home. So I'm going down for a charge.
Today, bro, yes.
And for anybody wondering, I was just joking about hating being black. I do not hate being black. I actually love being black. I wouldn't change it for the world. But with that being said, if you made it this far, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, join us on Discord, follow us on Twitch, and please make sure to
Well, yeah, it's basically he's part of the personality to be the certain color, certain race. But yeah, I would like to see more educated and more black people who are actually working the intellectually demanding professions. Yeah, exactly.
From crashing at 200.
When internet makes the wrong people famous. Let's see.
From crashing a $200,000 McLaren while live streaming.
Well, I think the internet makes the just people who are enough entertaining for the dumb crowds famous, because the people like to see the other people are failing in life and do some wild shit. So it's expectable that such people like Jake Doherty, Vitaly SDTV, and other people who are doing shit on the camera are actually gaining popularity and basically making fun of themselves and doing some wild stuff. So yeah, I mean that's how society basically works. It's how dumb them crowds are being entertained.
To saying the N-word for clout.
So, I'm gonna say it for the first time in my life properly.
Here are 6 unbelievable times the internet made the wrong people famous, starting with controversial YouTuber adult model Camila Araujo, whose shocking decision to use
YouTuber adult model? I mean, I don't think that she's actually posting her nudes on the YouTube, but yeah, I know her. She's pretty much famous for using her little brother to promote her OnlyFans.
Her underage brother to promote her OF content would eventually blow up in her face. On November 25th, 2021, Camila would catch the internet's eye after appearing as player 67 in Mr. Beast's Squid Game video.
Why did you pick this one?
Just like the middle.
Basically, you don't think it's Umbrella. Did you even watch Squid Game?
But while Camila would go from 1,000 to 170,000 followers overnight, all thanks to her viral moment, just a year later.
Yeah, that was the breaking point here. Holy shit. The Mr. Beast games gave her the huge chunk of popularity, actually.
She would make one of the most controversial choices of her career.
I lost $456,000 in Mr. Beast's Squid Game video, and I've been trying to make the money back ever since. I lost the challenge just because I didn't throw this marble far enough. But I don't need to win a Mr. Beast challenge and make $500,000, and I'm gonna prove it right now. I started off by trying to get a real job, but they said that being part of the Squid Game video didn't count as past job experience. But that gave me the perfect idea. I could just be in the actual Squid Game show because season 2 is about to be filmed. So I emailed Netflix and told them that I would be the perfect fit, and I already have the outfit and everything. They emailed me back the same day, and I was so sure I got the job. But they told me that I couldn't be in the show if I didn't speak Korean. And according to Google, it takes 2 years to learn the new language. I was running out of ideas.
2 years for learning Korean? Well, if you will be really dedicated, you can achieve it, but I highly doubt that such girl can learn the Korean for 2 years. That will be insanely hard for her.
Sorry, no offense.
As
And not
expected,
only
the
for her,
internet was
to be honest.
disgusted. Teaching kids to give up instantly and sell yourself. Crazy. If you ever feel useless, remember this girl exists.
I mean, that was just for the sake of, I applied for the job as the actor in the Squid Games, but oh my god, I'm not speaking Korean, I'm not from Korea, and the Squid Games are actually the Korean film, or, I mean, series. Oh my gosh, like, that was the failure from the start, I think. I mean, she didn't. I think she didn't expect to be even casted as the actor in the film, but you know, that's just for the cloud. She seeked the attention like this. So if she succeeded in getting the attention from that kind of video, then she succeeded basically. And even if the idea of the video is completely dumb.
If skipping college to promote an OF account wasn't bad enough, Camila would then use her brother to promote her content in the worst ways possible.
So how does it feel to have a sister that has an OF?
My friends always ask me if it's pink, but I don't really know what they mean by that.
Nani?
Do you know?
Jesus Christ. Click the link in my bio. I can't.
Worse, her little brother wasn't the only one getting corrupted by her videos.
I surprised my biggest fan with the best day.
And the scariest part, that she must be ask her little brother to say all of this, that is it pink or not. They can you imagine the backstage negotiation about you will say it will be pink or not, and I will be just disappointed afterwards. What a dumb shit.
Ever. I found out my nail tech's daughter was a huge fan, and she sent me this.
What are you watching?
Camila.
Why?
Using a literal child to promote this shit is wild. She should be
Of
arrested for
course.
using a minor for clout. But this did not shake Camila, whose OF content only got weirder.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a day?
There was this guy on my OnlyFans, and he was like, oh, like, I'll pay you $50K if you send me a bag of your
And you did? You sent it?
How do you think I got the Jeep?
But in February 2025, Camila would come under fire
As
yet
well.
again after a series of
The OnlyFans fans should be a really dedicated and really really generous people, especially with such gifts.
videos surfaced online showing underage influencer Piper Raquel dancing alongside fellow
she's a
Bob
minor
members
as well.
and OF models.
And the type of dancing they did with Piper.
More concerned with her brand than her degenerate actions, Camila then responded to the criticism in the most tone-deaf way possible.
I chose to do this. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I am, like, beyond this, I'm well-rounded.
Well-rounded, well spread, I would say.
I'm educated. Half of the that I do is because I choose to do it. So all you out there, I'm probably smarter than you. I've made it this far.
But by this post, she's promoting her OnlyFans as well.
21 without a
on this
college
podcast.
degree. However the I did it doesn't
Holy shit,
matter.
man.
I bet you if only went away tomorrow, I would still find a way to be successful, no matter what.
I don't know who could ever think it's a good idea to have a child advertise porn for them. Like, there's no way that's legal. That's probably like actually a crime. That's probably illegal. I don't know if she does like full nudity and like full porn or anything like that, but even still, that there's still no way that it's legal to have a child advertise potentially sexually explicit material.
I mean, yeah, it should be investigated about is it legal or not, but I mean that's still just advertisement, and if the child wasn't abused, that's still really shit. In my hand, I'm trying to play as the defendant here of such BS. But yeah, of course, from the moral perspective, that is really sucks to actually let the child to promote OF. But yeah, that's probably really not much what you could do if the child actually promote OF of someone's OF, of course. Okay, I will not unpack it.
As expected, Camila's reputation has since taken a big hit, with many calling her out for her shameless exploitation of underage individuals. Despite all of this, she still makes millions because of her OF content and influence over men. But while Camila's public image took a dive due to her poor life choices, the next YouTuber took rage.
Millions, yeah. Such money are in the OF, exactly. Corn industry is really inflated with money.
Baiting too far by saying the N-word for some clout. In 2021, Master Oogway first rose to fame after impersonating the wise old turtle from Kung Fu
Being
Panda.
edgy for being edgy. I mean, being edgy for the clout and saying N-word and then crying about, oh my god, like I've been cancelled and I cannot do the content on YouTube and demonetize and yada yada. So that's pretty pathetic, because about which consequences have you ever thought by saying the N-word while being white? I mean, I think he's mixed. But whatever, he's not a black person, obviously. So what did he expect, that YouTube will slide it and let it slide, and that's just not how it works.
in a string of sexualized posts.
If her booty does not bounce, the end of the relationship, you shall know.
Holy shit. I'm actually wanna laugh about this dumb thing, but that's just because of how dumb it is, and basically it makes it's laughable, but yeah. I mean, that's kind of jokes he produced.
But just months later, Oogway was slammed with a cease and desist from DreamWorks, forcing him to finally reveal his face to the world.
Further accusations from DreamWorks, he had to do a face reveal.
DreamWorks is also not happy with my work, so I have decided to reveal my true identity. This is me. My name is Omet, and I am the person who has been making all the Master Oogway videos all this time.
Because of copywriting claim, I think.
It's an opportunity to...
Because of he actually made the reaction of the Kung Fu Panda's character is not what it meant in the show, and basically making this character look not in the best way, and he ruined the reputation of the Oogway. Basically, the Oogway even started, I think, in some minds to associate with such dumb jokes. Well, yeah, that makes sense from the perspective of the DreamWorks studio.
Release more edgy content.
If she is young and blind, you won't have to sneak up from behind.
Although Oogway was known for walking the thin line between racism and rage baiting, in 2023, public perception would change when he made the unforgivable decision to actually say the N-word in one of his videos.
So, I'm gonna say it for the first time in my life properly.
Naturally, the internet was enraged. There's some messed up people in the world, and I think we found him, forcing the YouTuber to apologize.
I mean, the whole situation is just funny. His reaction and how he fucked it up afterwards is just really hilarious. Like, he's saying the N-word so happily. I mean, I just cannot hold the laugh here, but I mean, the action is obviously really dumb and goofy, but still, I'm just laughing about all of the situation he involved in.
I want to apologize
for absolutely not giving a fuck.
But the public's outrage was just the beginning, because soon after, he would reveal that his account was demonetized by YouTube.
I hope
of
YouTube
course,
can
man.
help me out.
This wouldn't last, however, as just a day later, he announced that YouTube had agreed to remonetize his account if he removed all controversial videos from his channel. But since Master Oogway couldn't control his need for attention, he made everything worse months later by dropping an outrageously controversial song.
Adolf Hitler is my...
Once again, Oogway would try to play the...
Man, how could you spell such thing? I mean, that's just too dumb, and that's why I'm basically laughing right now. But yeah, that is as dumb as possible.
Victim and gaslight his audience with a tweet that read, "I am an actor. I act in all my videos. Just like how Leonardo DiCaprio played the racist slave trader in Django Unchained, I play the character of Edgy Oogway. Just because we play these characters doesn't mean we are actually like them." But despite thinking he'd gotten away with it, the ultimate karma came just a couple of days later, when all 9 of his channels were completely banned on YouTube.
Well guys, I'm officially permanently banned from YouTube for making memes. I guess the people that disliked me spam reported me so much that YouTube had no choice but to permanently ban me.
Since then, Oogway has made numerous unsuccessful attempts to claw his way back to YouTube, including changing his account's name to Bubby Memes, and is now active on Twitter and Instagram, where he continues posting in a desperate attempt to remain relevant, much like Jack Doherty, whose thirst for attention would leave him fighting for his life.
Actually, I don't even know by which achievement Jack Doherty became famous? Like because of his organizing some events with bloggers, with the other cloud chasers like Neon and Fuzi. I thought because of these, but I cannot actually remember by which action he gained his popularity, and maybe just because of his kind of wise promotion campaign or something, because he gained the nice money while operating the OF models careers or something.
Back in 2016, controversial YouTuber Jack Doherty would stun the internet with his impressive flipping skills and daring public stunts, which would make him successful at a very young age.
What'd you say just now?
I bought a house.
How is that possible? You're 12.
It's my money, but like under my dad's name.
How much money have you made from YouTube at 15 years old?
Take a guess. I'll say higher or lower.
Okay, great. Wow, you've been PR trained. You've been media trained. Kid,
man.
Where'd you buy the house, kid?
I in like Tennessee or something. I'm not sure.
You bought a house in Tennessee. Why? Randomly?
That's where like the ROI is the highest.
ROI? What, kid? Return on investment? Who are you?
Yeah.
But as his channel grew, viewers would notice that his content was becoming increasingly annoying.
Don't take pictures of me. I'll break your camera.
I get it. Yeah. Because of the annoying kind of videos, but in the first place, like, how did he get attention before the annoying videos? That's a mystery for me. But I don't really want to dive into these. That's not my type of the content.
You respect me.
All right, and you respect. Oh, hey, Ricky!
Just when people thought Jack couldn't sink any lower, his behavior only got much worse. And in February 2024, he would be hit with his first ever lawsuit after allegedly ordering his bodyguard to sucker punch a harmless man at a party.
Oh, yeah, I remember this case.
What are you talking to, dog? I'm just saying.
And that Jack Doherty actually has been sued for asking the bodyguard to punch this guy. Really? I mean, I thought the bodyguard just did it by himself somehow, but I didn't know that Jack involved in this as well.
Y'all say you're just walk. Then walk. Oh!
As if that wasn't bad enough, just months later, Jack would get into a fight with Neon, who then exposed him for doing something truly despicable.
Drunk underage girls on yachts and taking percentages of them. You will be going down, my brother. You will be going down. I never had any real problem with you until now, so you will be going down. Underage girls on a yacht, making them drink. I know everything about you, and I got this. I got this.
Which wasn't even the first time.
You're a f***ing joke. Let me tell you exactly what Jack does. I don't care. You want to say that? Now I'm going to violate you and expose your script. Here's what you do. I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. You get 17-year-old girls the night before their birthday. You buy a $10,000 yacht every time. You get them drunk and they sign a contract. 50% of their life every single time.
But while Jack would deny it by saying, "Bro, talking about trying to sue me. You got nothing to actually say about me, so you spread lies. You know nothing about me." The allegations took a disturbing turn when 17-year-old Piper Raquel came forward, claiming Jack Doherty kept DMing her even after she made it clear she had no interest in starting an OF. On top of that, an OF model he previously worked with called him out.
Yeah, so he basically a pimp.
For the exact same behavior.
He obviously doesn't claim that it was together.
Andrew Tate's servant. And yeah, it's really fucked up, to be honest. But well, he made quite a lot of money on this, even though it's really questionable kind of making money style.
Let's just say around November, her told me everything that you were hanging out with her. I have pictures and videos of you guys cuddling, and then she would tell me that you would Uber her home when I was about to come over.
Jack went to a Diddy party, saw how things went down, and was like, "Hold my beer." But just when you thought it couldn't get more despicable, Jack would come under fire for how he treated his badly injured cameraman after they got into an accident.
He was more focused on the video than on how badly his cameraman has been injured.
Fucking Michael
It's
here.
really careless. And
Yeah,
the
fill out
careless
all
was the accident itself, of course.
To top it all off, he then pulled off the worst rug pull in crypto history while promoting his sham of a meme coin, McLaren.
15 years old, bro. None of you guys have been buying crypto as young as me, dog. There's no other kids my age that were buying it since they were 15, bro.
A crypto scam. Who could have seen that coming? Since then, Jack has been on a downward spiral, much like Bobby Altoff's, whose moment in the spotlight crumbled, thanks to her pattern of chasing fame and clout at the expense of her family. Known for her dry humor and painfully awkward delivery, Bobby Altoff first captured everyone's attention on
Where is she
YouTube with her
even?
unusual interview style.
So you're on a show called Pretty Little Liars. Mm-hmm. Was the lie that you were pretty?
She quickly became an overnight sensation.
Okay, I got it. I got who she is. She's that unimpressed podcast host. Yeah, she was just spelling like, yeah. I mean, she was just trying to be uninterested and kind of different from the other podcast hosts, but it didn't work out for her because, you know, she was unentertaining, really much unentertaining. And that trick has been expired, and then she became broke. I mean, became at least the person without the podcast.
And by 2024, Bobby had over 1 million loyal followers. But everything would change, however, when she had Drake on her podcast and dropped a disturbing revelation that left her viewers stunned.
I flew all the way here.
You did. I really do
On my
appreciate
daughter's
She's just boring.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
She's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
You missed your daughter's first birthday.
To be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
And despite being married at the time, viewers were quick to notice how she kept making passes at Drake.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Which would disturbingly become a pattern in her interviews.
So that's a yes?
What?
So you would?
Date somebody exactly like you?
Yeah. I just am curious.
I don't know how you are.
And at times, she would outright beg her guests for money.
Can I have $40,000?
To do what with?
I just want $40,000.
You like money a lot.
Well, it's 'cause I don't
learned
have
that from
any.
your last interview.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of little stuff to just boost the engagement of the audience, I guess. But still, it's questionable because she's in the relationships and just begging for money is not the best thing to do.
I don't have any. I just think that you should give me $20,000.
For what?
I mean, I could.
For
I
what?
know you could.
But it would just set a bad example.
What? Because other people would ask you for $20,000?
Yeah, every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money. Okay, and then off the record, can you give me $20,000?
Like under the table, like.
Yeah.
You really think I'm an under the table guy?
Yeah.
I'm not.
But please.
No.
Nothing to you. Like, what's an amount that you can just hand out and you're just like no biggie?
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to sound.
Okay, whatever the number is, can you give it to me?
Sure.
You can.
Yeah. I'll get it for you right now.
Following this, Bobby's millionaire husband would eventually file for divorce. But although Bobby kept putting
That's
out
for
more
good.
content, things only got much worse when she began facing accusations of being nothing more than an industry plant.
Have well, you do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Feels a bit planty.
This is definitely
you got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been a minute.
Which Offset himself even seemed to hint at during their viral interview.
I honestly didn't even want to do this shit. I don't fucking do interviews. I'm fucking with you because they're making me.
There's no way you can convince me she isn't an industry plant. Social media has been pushing her on me, and it can't be because of my algorithm. 100% industry plant. With her interviews getting borderline odd and fans turning against her, it was clear that Bobby was a person the internet didn't want around. But while Bobby continues posting
Okay.
like nothing went wrong, Haley Welch's attempt...
I mean, yeah, her personality was just not standing out for the long-term podcasting because she was just boring and not even interacting with the guests as much as the podcaster actually, the host of the show should. So yeah, she got backlash. I mean, she didn't get the really big backlash, but she's just not relevant right now because the trick of being like uninterested just expired.
At redemption after scamming her followers would backfire in the worst way possible. Haley Welch's fame can be credited to one single moment.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
This video went viral, racking up millions of views and launching her into the spotlight. But Haley didn't stop there. Just 4 months later, alongside launching her podcast, Talk Tua, she announced the release of her meme coin, Hawk.
My hawk meme coin is live!
But it wasn't long before CoffeeZilla blew the lid off and exposed her for scamming her audience.
Who makes the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
The creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that own? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch.
Worse, when CoffeeZilla tried to confront Haley and her team further, his mic was instantly muted.
Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Haley Welch's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much money is she making from all this? What's her cut? I just got muted.
But silencing CoffeeZilla would only be the beginning, because soon after, Haley pulled her most ridiculous move yet by interrupting the call to announce she was going to sleep.
I mean, why is she even interacted with CoffeeZilla, and why even by knowing that CoffeeZilla is actually exposing the crypto scams and the overall scams, the YouTubers actually going to the on the conversation with CoffeeZilla in this case, aren't they want to hide their scammy things? That's just questionable.
There's an actual like
Hey guys,
income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Haley would then remain asleep for 3 months, only to resurface in a leaked episode of her podcast featuring crypto expert FaZe Banks. But despite her feeble attempts to generate public sympathy,
and all the people that actually watch my stuff and they keep up with me, we're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out.
viewers were not buying it. If she feels bad, give the money back. Worse, somewhere during the 39-minute podcast, fans couldn't help but notice how she didn't
the
hesitate.
typical rug pull. Just made the money of their audience, of her audience, I mean.
To plug a sponsor.
Game Time gives you the best price guarantee, and Talk to Her gives you the best damn time. So if you can't decide what to do for shit like me, then you've got Game Time picked.
Doing a sponsored ad is insane. Ultimately, Haley Welch's controversial crypto launch backfired, turning her fans against her. And now she currently struggles.
I mean, nothing wrong with the sports sponsors ads, but what about the sponsor itself? Is the sponsor another crypto scam or what?
Price guarantee, and Talk to Her gives you the best damn time. So if you can't decide what to do for shit like me,
Redeem code, talk to
then you've got Game Time picked.
Doing a
yeah,
sponsor
I don't understand what the sponsor is, but
ad is insane. Ultimately, Haley Welch's controversial crypto launch backfired, turning her fans against her. And now she currently struggles to reach the numbers she used to. But while the internet turned against Haley Welch due to her deceptive schemes, Johnny Somali paid the ultimate price for messing with the wrong country. In 2023,
actually he messed with the right country. Because in compared to the Vitaly SD, I think the conditions in the prison will be way better in the Korea than in the Philippines. So the Johnny Somali actually has been really smart in his picks of the countries, like the Japan, where he has been just deported, and the Israel, the same story, and then Korea. Well, he had the really rough time in Korea, but still, that's a developed country, and even though they reacted quite harshly towards him for obvious reasons, but it wasn't as harsh and as tough as the community and even the president reacted on the Vitaly's kind of pranks, you know.
Johnny Somali's depravity hit a new low when he was seen filming himself disrespecting members of the Japanese public.
You know Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki? You know. Why you do this? Pearl Harbor? Hiroshima! Nagasaki!
But this wasn't without consequences, as he
so
soon
freaking
began
dumb,
getting
man. It's so dumb shit. My god. That's actually a quite famous clip. I mean, I think I can answer the question when internet makes the wrong people famous. I mean, I actually thought that was the not when but why question, but yeah. When it's obvious just when it happens, and why, that's just because the people, including me actually too, are liking to see some drama and some stories with the controversial things and basically the hate watchers. So yeah, such stories are attracting the attention, and these kind of people like Johnny Somali are getting money from it and then going to the jail.
This ain't safe, man. Shut the fuck up. Hey, all my real niggas drop in Discord right now. Hop in Discord. Oh, whoa, 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 what the fuck? Yo, you tripping, nigga? Yo, relax. Stop.
When he was confronted on the streets, Johnny came up with the worst lie possible.
Somebody give me your money? No. Somebody give me money, and they said, say it. No. So I said it on the train. You say it? Yeah. Somebody give me money. Somebody? You know, donation. So who? Somebody on YouTube and Twitch. YouTube comment? Yeah.
However, due to a string of outrageous incidents, his account was permanently banned on Twitch, and he was prohibited from entering Japan until 2029. But just months later,
I think the really lightest sentence to him was in the Japan. He has just been prohibited for 40 years. I mean, did he do his wild behavior in the Japan in the 2023 or afterwards? I don't know, but still, that is really light kind of consequences. That's super freaking light, because the Korea didn't play with him like this. They didn't deport him, and even the Japan deported him till the only 2029. So it wasn't even the 10 years. It was even less than 10 years. That's crazy, actually.
later, Johnny was back at it again when he was caught harassing an Israeli police officer in the middle of a massive protest.
Actually, that was really wild. He was how can even the person can even think about that kind of dumb shit, like to harass the police officer? How in the foreign country? I mean, that is an Israel, the developed country with the civilized people, but still, that could cause really big consequences if the country will be less civilized, you know?
You a bad bitch. I take you to this.
That's so gross. That's really gross from the Johnny Somali. He just saying slurs to that actually gorgeous girl. She's looking absolutely gorgeous, and he just saying some bullshit.
I swear to God, I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad bitch right here. I'll change your life, baby girl. You ain't gotta work for these niggas no more. Bitch, I'll change your life. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Stop working for these niggas.
Leading to a much-deserved karma.
I'm in the sidewalk. Okay.
Yeah, it is very deserved. That's
After getting
really
humbled,
deserved.
Johnny Somali then headed to South Korea, where he crossed it.
And actually, I think the Israel deported the Johnny, but on how long? That's a question, because I'm still thinking that Japan is just prohibited him to enter the country for about like 5 or 4 years even, and I wonder how long Johnny cannot visit the Israel. Is he a lifetime banned from the Israel, or like for the 10 years or even less? I don't know. But it's kind of interesting to know about this.
Another line by desecrating the Comfort Woman statue, a sacred memorial honoring victims of sexual slavery.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
This led an unknown person to place a 1 million won bounty on his head, resulting in him getting jumped on multiple
Holy
occasions.
shit, 1 million bounty, oh my god. Wait, what is the course of the bounty actually? Let me see. 1 million won. Oh. Can 1 million South Korean won into US dollars. Actually, what? I thought that's much more than just almost 1,000. I thought that's like at least 10,000 grand, but it's occasionally not even 1,000 USD. That's weird. I thought the bounty was was way more, but I was wrong here.
What do you got?
I was really wrong.
Yo.
That's so satisfying to watch, to be honest. When his ass getting beaten.
Still, Johnny continued to push the limits, but it all came crashing down after he was seen walking through the streets of Korea, almost
I mean,
completely.
he could be killed if the action has been not in the South Korea, Japan, or Israel. I think he would be in the in the way bigger country if he just entered the developed country or the US.
Naked, only to be swiftly arrested by the police.
Oh, police? Oh, what the f are you? Relax. Don't touch. Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? I'm jogging. Why are you touching? Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, oh my god, the police got me in the quick. That's crazy. What are you doing? Relax. Jogging. I'm Beagle.
Currently, Johnny Somali is undergoing a trial in which he may face.
He knows some Korean actually. Is it?
Currently, Johnny Somali is undergoing a trial in which he may face up to 36 years in a Korean prison.
Wait. 38. So 36 years on the Korean prison. Wait, is it confirmed information or not? I really wonder. Is it legit? 36 years is a really long time. That's like a whole life. I think he's less even than 30. So that will be... he will be an old man when he will get out of the prison, and he will know the Korean language very, very well afterwards.
Welcome back to a series so dastardly, even Plankton subscribed.
Let's see the biggest drama milker. What has he done? I mean, I don't think the milker is the offensive word. I'm just paying the credit for how nicely he's actually producing the content of the content creators and drama and stuff. So yeah, she just got destroyed by Ethan's lawyers. Let's see.
Welcome back to a series so dastardly, even Plankton subscribed. In today's video, new creators are complaining about iDubbbz and Anissa. Apparently they lost thousands of dollars on their event. Ethan has responded. Local Hassan Orbiting Moon Denims has actually gotten lawyers, but they are absolutely panicking and seemingly helping Ethan. Attorney Legal Mindset has done the legal analysis, and it appears they are cooked. Subscribe for the greatest discovery since Fire itself. The Pegasus channel, of course. Over to you, Jellywig.
Let's up those numbers!
Alright.
He's screaming the cat for many videos right now. Yeah, I see why.
Let's begin
He's
with
so energetic by saying
Ethan
this.
calling out
In
iDubbbz
famous
and
phrase.
Anissa. Basically, this creator called Ren was talking about how he lost thousands of dollars in iDubbbz's creator clash, and he still hasn't been compensated. Now, if you remember, he's also called them out in the past. Here's a quick recap.
Like Ian and I, we're friends walking down a sidewalk, and he gets stung by a wasp, and he's like, oh, and he looks up and there's a wasp nest there. Pulls out a bat and he runs up and hits that wasp nest and comes back. He's like, ha, I showed that wasp nest. And I'm like, uh-oh. And all the wasps come flying out and they start stinging us, both of us.
Right, so now he's revealed that he's actually lost thousands of dollars, and Ethan has responded.
I don't want to get into too many details about it, but basically with the event being canceled, they're not entitled to pay you all of it. And so it was suddenly like, oh, now not only is this event not happening, I am now losing thousands of dollars on this event.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
Play me the clip of her talking about how she cares about the fighters so much. We have that.
That's
usually fight promoters, they just use these people.
That's their clip on Hassan's show.
I'm a socialist, okay? I believe in taking care of my people, unlike these crazy capitalists that show up.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that the socialists are really taking care of people? Man, what kind of socialism you do? I wouldn't think that the socialists ever cared about the people. If they would care about the people, they were capitalists, actually, because the capitalists are more caring about the people and what people should and shouldn't do. The capitalism is just the market, basically, in my mind. So yeah, it's just natural how the market operates. and I think socialist is more like spreading all goods and all like revenue among the people and some kind of socialist bullshit. But yeah, you can just see how the Soviet Union worked and how it collapsed, and everything will be clear from it. Do you want to live like in the socialist state, in the biggest socialist state in Earth, in the Soviet Union? You just have to dig deeper about it and just see how it failed actually, and it failed really badly because surprise, surprise, the market is the obvious thing that couldn't be cut. That couldn't be really, if you are regulating the market too much, if you are basically excluding any private property, private kind of operations, and making everything public, then the society will eventually collapse and will live like not the best life. Okay, not the best life on earth.
Pay their fighters ahead of time. This is so socialist coded. They go, you pay for, you're responsible up front, and you don't get paid until we make money. That's the socialist creed. They go, oh, you want a piece? Then you don't get paid till I get paid. No, that's not how we work around. That's not what capitalism is. It's I pay, you do work for me, and I pay you.
Right, so it seems like the setup that iDubbbz and Anissa had was that nobody gets paid unless they make a profit. At least that's what it appears like from this clip, and it seems like a ton of people ended up losing money, and it's not just a charity, but the creators participating as well. Now, if you missed the previous episodes...
Didn't they have the contracts?
There was a creator called Dad who got completely screwed over. This guy was basically relying on this extra income from iDubbbz and Anissa, but didn't get it at all. And he basically got hurt pretty bad boxing, and it was all for nothing. And the thing is, that's not how an event should be run. In these type of cases, the person should be getting paid no matter what. Like, for example, even as a YouTuber, if you're hiring like an editor, right? If your video ends up getting 0 views, that doesn't mean you get to skip paying them. Because obviously that's just ridiculous. It is your job as the, employer to bear the loss no matter what happens. Now this next part, Ethan points.
Yeah, and sometimes actually the employers in the other industries are doing the same stuff. If the company didn't perform well, but you've done your job and you've done your job quite well, but you're getting screwed anyway, just because of some bullshit in the mind of the employer. So yeah, that can happen.
Out how they specifically chose some creators that were broke and kind of relied on this sort of income in order to manipulate them.
I believe what they did was especially nefarious.
Yes.
They recruited many, if not most, of their boxers were influencers who were not rich. So to these people, they can dangle $20,000 in front of them as a carrot on a stick to hold them, to keep them in line, so that if you leave or if something comes up or whatever it is, it's like, sorry,
yeah.
So it's like they talk about how they don't want to exploit their fighters. The format itself was exploited.
This whole event exploited the fighters.
You don't make them fucking front their own money for training and then pay them back at the end. That's insane. Why would they want Dad to fight in all three? Why they had
I watched only 4 minutes from the video. I think I will watch till the half and we'll skip it. It's just too long.
Bunch of repeat fighters, and all of the fighters they had repeat for were not rich fighters. These were people who were depending on them to pay them back, to fund their money.
Right, so I was actually completely unaware of this. So basically they made people spend their money and then they only got compensated back if the event does well. I mean, that is like extremely messed up, no? And I also find it super sus that they chose Dad to be part of all the events. Like, no disrespect to him, of course, but he's not that relevant compared to, some other creators they could have gotten. So the only reason to have him on was to to basically have like a death grip on his balls, literally doing the very thing that they were complaining about, you know, rich people exploiting desperate creators who wanted to make some quick money boxing. And ironically, this whole thing made them themselves broke.
No charity got any money. What did you waste all the money? What did you spend all the money for? For Anissa and Ian to take a fucking, you know, to have a cocktail party? What?
Plus, for influencers, your time is your money.
Big time.
If he's not spending time on training, he would be making more content or whatever it is that he does. He would do
Not
more of
only
that
for
and
the
make money.
Why do they have
of
Dad
course.
3 times?
Well, Dad is a really cool part of the
He
event.
doesn't have a big audience.
But they did not treat him as such.
He doesn't have a huge audience. He doesn't
No,
bring people to
but
he's entertaining. He's cool.
Yeah, he's
which
really
was great
entertaining.
the first and the second time. Why do we need him 3 times?
Look, I get it. If
It's
they wanted
because
him,
they control him. They can control him. But
But-
he needs money. He needs the money. They like that. He needs the money.
yeah.
Okay, so obviously there's no inherent problem with having the same creator on multiple times. The problem comes when you seemingly do it for nefarious reasons. To have this level of control over them, like each step we look into this, it just keeps getting more and
I mean, it's really fucked up if the boss will tell you, then you will not get the salary if the event will not perform well. I mean, the salary shouldn't be depending of the event from the first place. The salary should be negotiated at first, and then the contract has been signed to some kind of salary, and the KPI could be some benefits. If the charity event will perform better, then he will get the extra salary or something like this. But that shouldn't work like the guy just worked for nothing. That's just robbery.
more sinister. I mean, you gotta consider that Dad literally sacrificed the opportunity cost as well, right? He could have been, you know, growing his own career, making content the entire time, but he set everything aside to train for this boxing event all this time. And I feel like it was specifically hurtful because, you know, he was a smaller creator. If it was like a bigger creator, they weren't really, obviously, they would also lose a huge opportunity cost, but, you know, they're not financially relying on them. Then Ethan pulls up one of their old clips and calls them the ultimate hypocrites.
Communism in action, guys. This is what it looks like.
I think what really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting their money to make money to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent.
Let's examine that. Dad, is he someone who's struggling to make ends meet based on the videos you've seen? Yes. Rich assholes. Before this event, I don't know, but would Ian and Anissa be considered rich by most people's standards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's go back, because right now she's kind of describing herself to a T.
What really made me mad about boxing events in the past is that it's rich assholes betting
their
money to make
exactly what they did. They bet their money to exploit these fighters. Literally weren't even going to pay them back until they made their money back on the gamble that they would get that 34%
money to like have people that are struggling to like make ends meet and pay rent.
Dad.
Watch them do it, and then they'll go home and like have a lot of money.
After their 34% profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa is also being redistributed.
And the fighters are...
It's the irony is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, I love how the clip almost perfectly described them. Rich assholes trying to exploit people while also secretly taking money from a charity event while also pretending like they're the good guys. And how perfect is it that Hassan is in that clip as well? It just perfectly sums it up. I mean, at least they can never do it again, considering they're apparently broke now, stuck in a basement, selling their house, trying to move to Canada. By the way, a lot of you guys pointed out
Trying to move to Canada, really? Are they really sure about this decision? I mean, I like Canada and all, but I thought that US is better by many ways.
comments as well. Who thought Canada is a good idea? It's like insanely expensive there. Like even the groceries
Of course, and as well, it's quite of an expensive country, you know.
and stuff. Some of the prices I've been
Why wouldn't you, if you like the socialists so much, you can you can move to the what country is really socialist actually? I mean, Russia is kind of socialist right now. That's basically a shard of the Soviet Union. So in some ways, it's a socialist country. It's partially socialist, so you're welcome.
seeing like, wow, dude, I don't think you're gonna be saving any money there. And even if you do happen to make
You're welcome to suffer.
any money, like the taxes there are crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I'd probably consider moving to like Thailand or something. Like, where did Canada come from? Now, after this, Ethan talks about the socialist way of running things.
And that's the thing. They go, oh, communism, socialism rules. The capitalists, who she's being like, oh, f these people, they actually pay their fighters.
At least they put an event.
Fulfill their obligations. Socialism is Anissa being in charge.
I'm an angry bitch.
Socialism is creator clash, start and end.
Definitely don't show this clip to Hassan. He's gonna call you a Nazi again. I mean, this is exactly what happens when you incorporate yourself in
calling Nazi for any word. What is going on? What is going from the mouth of the people he dislike? I think the Hassan is about like, yeah, he is a Nazi, then he is a Nazi. What the hell, man?
to the Hassan Goon Squad, right? You try to live by their beliefs, and then you find yourself completely screwed. And in the process, you completely screw over everyone else as well. Like, you want to talk about this ideal society where everything works perfectly, but that's just not the real world. And this is what ends up happening when you try to assert your ridiculous ideals upon the world. It just completely fails, right? So then Ethan talks about how the company Real Good Touring, who iDubbbz and Anissa partnered with, should actually sue them because, you know, they took the fall for Creator Clash, and then iDubbbz and Anissa just sort of, you know, abandoned ship.
We don't regret it.
No regrets.
Like, I just want to make that very...
No regrets. This guy lectured me on what it means to be a good person. Look how fucking little he cares about everybody he fucked over.
Stepping away from the company is not because we...
He got empathy. He got empathy. He learned empathy while he in his 30s.
We regret what we've done. We needed to do what we did. I'm very proud of what you've done.
By the way, we needed to do what we did on the content cop, but I thought she had nothing to do with it.
Well, and actually,
she like can't make up her mind.
No, she's a liar. And
a moron.
And a moron.
And a
She's
moron.
liar, she's a moron
Yeah.
who can't keep track of her lies. She wants Ian to take all the responsibility, and she wants all the accolades. They knew already, long before the content cop, that the event was failing on a catastrophic level. So she quit, threw the hot potato in Real Good Touring's lap, who's now responsible for paying all these people back.
This is totally tarnishing them too.
They should absolutely sue them. Like, what the f?
Probably.
But I truly am genuinely the happiest I've ever been.
They took monetary and reputation.
Because until this, as an influencer, I've only heard good things about Real Good Touring.
Oh my god, bro. Stop. Don't edge me like this. More lawsuits, dude? More lawsuits? I'm already having way too much fun with the Ethan Klein copyright lawsuits against the Hassan Orbiters. If we get an iDubbbz and Anissa lawsuit, my god, I might have to buy an extra gooning pillow from my buddy Dan Clancy. Gonna have to ask him where he does his shopping. I'm sure he has the most premium materials. But dude, I just love how Anissa tries to pretend she had nothing to do with this. You know,
Nice
I
job,
have nothing to do with this. It was all iDubbbz. Whenever anything fails, it's all iDubbbz. But then whenever anything succeeds, it was me. I was the mastermind behind all of this. Anyways, moving on to Hassan's orbiting moon, female Hassan, Denims. Now, quick recap. In the past, Denims was actually threatening to sue Ethan. She made a whole GoFundMe for it. And some people suspected that she was also trying to pocket the money. So she got called out by her own community and then had to refund the GoFundMe. Then after that, she started...
Well, she refunded. So the money actually came back to the viewers and so okay, I mean, she's clear in this case. I mean, she did controversial thing by pocketing this money and not spending on what she what the what was the campaign about in the first place, but you know, she just returned the money as well, so that should be fine.
You're bragging that, oh, if I really did something wrong, you would be suing me. Ethan is too pussy to sue me.
How's the lawsuit going? Nowhere, because Ethan Klein's too much of a to sue me. Because he knows he'll lose.
And, you know, she effed around and she found out, and Ethan finally sued her. And that brings us to today. Denims has actually gotten some lawyers. I mean, that already puts you ahead of Casey, Tron, and Froggen. But it turns out Denims and her lawyers have actually come to an agreement to throw the H3 Snark mods under...
He's appearing in front of the camera in this channel. It's quite rarely, actually. That was surprising.
The bus. Here we have this tweet. Denims and Ethan's lawyers both seem to be in agreement that unmasking the H3 Snark mods is warranted and should be expedited. Oh my god, the cinema. Okay, so we got this post. Generally a bad sign for those being subpoenaed when both opposing parties agree that expedited discovery to unmask them is warranted. And here we got these screenshots. On July 1st, counsel for the parties conducted a telephonic meet and confer regarding the grounds and necessity for the application. Whereas counsel for Denims, this is Denims' lawyers, agreed that TEI's request to seek expedited discovery from Reddit and Discord to obtain personal identifying information of the H3 Snark mods to name them in the complaint and serve the H3 Snark mods with the complaint is warranted under the circumstances. This is an absolutely catastrophic day for every anonymous or Reddit harasser or Discord mod who wants to go on this absolute power trip and think they are just like immune from all consequences. Whereas on July 10, counsel for TEI sent counsel for Denims the proposed subpoenas to Reddit and Discord, to which counsel for Denims does not object. So apparently they are, you know, in agreement here. And this is basically what the attorney legal mindset actually predicted, where basically they'll be trying to shift the blame or essentially try to settle and, you know, grovel at Ethan's feet, basically trying to settle out of court. And this is probably like the first step to that, you know, just try to push the blame onto the mods. You know, these guys were the ones doing the bad shit. You know, my client actually didn't do shit, guys. Ethan Klein's lawyers basically requested a pause to the lawsuit in order to subpoena the Snark mods before proceeding so that they could be legally named moving forward. They discussed this with Denims' attorneys, and Denims' attorneys agreed that the request was warranted and they did not object after reviewing said subpoenas. Right, so one possibility is that, you know, they want them to go after the mods instead of her, or the second possibility is that the lawyers just could not object to this request because it is so obviously related to the lawsuit and that would look ridiculous, so they just had to sort of let it through. Here's what people are saying makes sense. Denims' lawyers may be hoping to pass some of the liability of the Reddit mods, perhaps with the hope it will take some of the heat off Denims herself. I hope one of the mods turns out to be a streamer. Dude, listen, I've been keeping my theories to myself because, you know, I want to make sure my predictions are perfect on the money here. I'm just going to say, I feel like it is very unlikely that the H3 Snark mods had absolutely no communications with Denims, Froggen, or Caseytron, okay? I'm just saying that is very unlikely, and they possibly had some communication, and it's likely going to implicate them in some manner. Do you think the Reddit mods will turn on their idols now that they might have to actually face consequences? I mean, absolutely. You think they have any shred of loyalty? The only reason they take part in this is, one, they have some weird political ideology and they're politically brain rotted. Two is that they just love harassing people. You know, just some people, you know, they just crave that level of chaos. They just want to, you know, be part of something, be part of this harassment campaign or whatever. And they will absolutely turn on their idols, so to speak, whether it be, you know, Hassan, Denims, Froggen, whatever. I don't know how those people could ever be your idols, but they will definitely sell them out. Don't worry. And especially after Denims and her lawyers allowed this whole subpoena to go through without any pushback at all, okay? So obviously, they're going to be a little bit afraid, and they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, they don't have my back. Why should I have their back? My God, legal mindset called it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, they are pretty much fucked up. So I'm gonna take a break for a while, for about like 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's see another video. I want to see something not about the bloggers, but about something else. I watched MMA. I mean, watched the videos about MMA like yesterday and the day after yesterday. So I think that is. I don't want to watch. Huh. Okay. My feed is mostly in the bloggers' videos. I mean, in the videos about the popular bloggers. Let's watch some iceberg of the
If you're
Instagram.
anything like me, you If you're anything like me, you probably scroll on Instagram Reels every morning half asleep. I remember one particular morning when I was scrolling and I found something deeply disturbing.
Well, I actually didn't find anything too disturbing on the Instagram Reels, but I really dislike the feed in the Snapchat. That's the most wild feed I've ever encountered, and it's just super weird and super sketchy. Like you can see in the Snapchat like really questionable videos about some medical medical stuff and trypophobia things and highly sexualized, really weirdly recorded videos about even getting caught by the police or something. Yeah, I saw some videos about this on the Snapchat, and I think the Snapchat is just the worst worst app, worst social media app as possible as you could ever imagine. It's just really too bad, and it cannot be that bad as the Instagram. It's just on another level, and it's worst at the Messenger. It's worst in the at the social media. I'm talking about the Snapchat here, and only two things what it has. It's the masks and the kind of funny. I mean, the Bitmojis. The Bitmojis are funny, but that's just some additional feature. It's not the main core of the app. And then the browsing feature in the world map, that's cool too. That's actually the coolest feature I saw in the Snapchat. But all other features are and all other types of the content and just how it made it's just really freaking bad from my perspective. But yeah, this video is about Instagram, so let's see.
noises this man, this ginger man was making scarred me forever. I'll never be able to forget this awful screeching, this horrible sound. Here, listen for yourself, if you dare.
Between that, I was off some tonic, vodka and lime in a pack of the chronic. Bring that to a beat. Shit is bubonic.
Okay guys, today I'm covering the disturbing Instagram iceberg.
I mean, yeah, that was obviously a joke.
You guys love these social media ones, so I'm doing more. There's some fucked up shit on here on every social media platform, really. So yeah, you know, be sure to subscribe
But
and like the video.
it's way better than Snapchat. Literally every social media is way better than the Snapchat.
Look at this chart.
I'm a
Most
really
y'all
big-
aren't subscribed.
I would not say hater. I mean, I'm not really hating the Snapchat. I'm just finding it really really bad in compared to the other social medias and messengers, and as well as the messenger, the Snapchat even cannot make the whole core function what it has, what it should have at the manager, as the messenger, that is keeping the messages actually stored in your conversations to just come back to them and to see what is going on, what did you send more than a month ago. But you cannot even have that. You cannot even have the feature what is basically the whole messengers are made for, and they made for the messaging between each other, and you cannot even have that. So how could you even be worse than this? So I cannot even imagine. The Snapchat is just down bad.
Subscribed. Hate to be that YouTuber, but you know, come on, it's free and it helps us both. And straight into the iceberg now. Live leak style videos on Instagram. Instagram is widely known as a polished and curated platform filled with influencers, brand promotions, and carefully crafted aesthetics. But beneath the surface, an unsettling reality lurks. Live leak style videos have found a home on Instagram, slipping past moderation and existing in a space not meant for such raw, unfiltered content. For those unfamiliar, LiveLeak was an infamous website notorious for hosting real-life graphic content, including war footage, violent crimes, and horrific accidents. Unlike mainstream social media platforms that sanitize their content, LiveLeak embraced the dark underbelly of reality. It was kind of known for you go there and you see stuff that other platforms wouldn't show. It was a place where people could stumble upon uncensored real-world horror, sometimes without even looking for it. But now, that same kind of content is making its way onto Instagram, a platform where most people wouldn't expect to encounter it. Through loopholes in the
encountered any of these. I think if you are really persistently looking for such content and trying to find the more and more gory stuff, you will find it, because the Instagram feed is actually really developed. But I don't think that it will be a case if you will just scroll your Instagram feed and will find just the basic funny and just the celebrity videos or whatever. You cannot really encounter all of this gory and really disturbing stuff. From my user experience, I didn't do this.
system, violent and disturbing videos, the kind that would have only once existed on fringe sites, are being uploaded and left unchecked. This includes videos of real-life deaths, fatal accidents, and even war clips hiding in plain sight among ordinary posts. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I keep seeing videos that are like, car crash almost kills people, or guy almost dies in a gunfight or whatever, and it's just actual deaths, and that's how they get around the algorithm or whatever, the takedown policy. And then with that, what makes this even more disturbing is the lack of immediate takedown measures. Instagram, owned by Meta, has strict community guidelines prohibiting explicit violence, but the moderation system appears to be flawed or slow, allowing horrific videos to circulate before action is taken. Unlike traditional platforms designed for shock content, Instagram isn't structured to warn users about what they're about to see, meaning unsuspecting people can stumble upon deeply traumatic footage without any prior knowledge. This also raises questions about how this kind of content even spreads. Some users intentionally...
Really shitty. That's really shitty. When the miner will find such gory content unexpectedly, that's can actually traumatize. That's not a joke. That's horrific.
seek out these videos, sharing them in private groups or within niche underground communities. Others exploit loopholes using coded hashtags.
I mean, back then, when the internet wasn't as developed, I don't know, I don't think the younger Zoomers or the Alpha Gen can even remember this messenger. But yeah, I remember it. That was an ICQ messenger, and there was some videos, and some videos were really explicit, and I've even saw some when I was a minor, and it was really violent. I didn't see it fully, but I still remember some stuff from this video, and this video was about really gory type of wrestling, when some wrestlers are smacked each other with the some kind of lamps or some shit, and poked each other's eyes. So that was really violent and really gory. That was an internet back then.
Accounts or seemingly innocent thumbnails to evade detection. What starts as a few shocking uploads can quickly spiral into a hidden network of violent content, which, I mean, some of these videos have like millions of views. It's actually insane. And then more than just being unsettling, this whole situation also poses serious risks to mental health, as accidental exposure to violent imagery could literally have like lasting psychological effects, especially on younger users who may not have sought out that content, but ended up seeing it anyway. And with that, if you guys want to see some opposite of disturbing but actually awesome content on Instagram, follow me. It's mostly just you know, pictures of me, but go follow. I do like a bunch of fun stuff in my story, so if you want to engage with me and talk to me, follow my Instagram or join my Discord server. I talk in there quite a bit, and it's a great community. Where is everybody? Alexander Nealon is a content creator known for his Instagram account Where Is Everybody, which appeared during the COVID-19 lockdown. At first glance, it looks like a normal photography page featuring empty landscapes and cityscapes. But as you read the captions, things get weird. Nealon writes as if he's the last person on Earth trapped in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by mysterious creatures called Them. He describes how they took over the planet and how he travels from city to city searching for other survivors. His videos reinforce this eerie narrative. He posts footage of completely deserted streets and places that should normally be packed with people. In one clip, he pours salt on the sidewalk to keep them out. In another, he speeds down a muddy road with the caption, "They are everywhere." One particularly unsettling post shows him waking up in
some paranoia triggering content.
An empty room with a bowl of rice left in the doorway and a chair positioned facing his sleeping area, as if something had been watching him all night. The comments all play along, wishing him luck and hoping he stays safe. Whether it's a well-done ARG or just eerie photography with a creative spin, Where Is Everybody is pretty engaging. Mugre Kuhn? I don't know how to say it. Mugre Kuhn. One of the strangest Instagram accounts I came across was Mugre Kuhn, which leans heavily into that PS1 style horror aesthetic. If you've ever played one of those low poly horror games where everything looks just a little too janky to feel safe, you'll get the vibe this account is going for. At first, the posts seem pretty harmless. The first video is this muted color character standing there staring at the screen, then it loops into a weird animation where another character just starts petting its head and its face turns bright red like it's embarrassed. Creepy, but nothing too insane. Then the account starts getting way weirder. There's a video where a character plays with a Ouija board and casually summons the devil like it's just a normal Tuesday afternoon, but I mean it's anime, so. Another post shows the same character sitting on a skeleton's lap, completely unbothered. It's got that weird uncanny feel where it's not straight up horror, but there is something off about it. Then we get to the My Little Pony horror.
That's just
This is where the
little creepy videos, like creepypasta and some stuff like this, so it's not something out of ordinary.
The account really starts to take a turn. The first one features a pony with its face completely mangled, blood dripping from where its mouth used to be, and one eye popped out and bloodshot. The next one is even worse. Now the yellow pony is impaled on spikes coming out of the ground, and it looks like some kind of infection is spreading through its body. If that wasn't bad enough, another video shows one of the ponies trying to escape, but half of its body is just gone. Ribs exposed, one leg basically torn off.
Okay,
the
I got
post
it
in
now.
that series shows what's left of it, brain leaking out of his head, limbs just falling apart. It looks like whatever
That's
that
really
liquid was from
strange.
the other video is
Holy shit,
literally
and that
eating
is just the tip of the iceberg.
alive. After this, the account kind
I
of
wonder what other videos will be.
shifts gears. The rest of the posts mostly focus on anime-style characters, but still in that PS1 horror aesthetic. Some of them are just memes, like a Death Note joke, but others still have that unsettling, almost cursed feeling to them. One of the most well-known videos from this account shows Curly, this strange, smiling, human-like figure, sitting across from the viewer at a table. The caption says, "Date with Curly," and then Curly asks in the video, "Do you like cake?" But immediately after, he shows what looks like a glass of bleach instead. Or like a thing of bleach, I guess. The way Curly talks and presents himself is uncomfortably off,
it's really
like
uncanny.
someone who's trying to act normal but just slightly misses the mark, which makes it way creepier. The way he asks the question is almost childlike, like he's genuinely expecting an answer, but then the unsettling twist happens when he offers something that's obviously not cake. It creates this uncanny valley effect where something is trying to mimic normal human behavior but completely fails, making it way more disturbing. What makes this stand out is that Curly isn't presented as a straight up horror figure. There's almost something endearing about him, but at the same time, you definitely wouldn't want to be in a room alone with him. Some people joke that they'd accept the cake just to see what happens, while others say that Curly gives off the energy of someone who would absolutely not take no for an answer. It's weird, funny, and creepy all at the same time. The rest of the account keeps up this bizarre tone with Curly being put into different scenarios, many of them leaning into dark humor and surreal horror. The mix of innocence and disturbing undertones is what makes this account so unique, and why people can't seem to look away from it. Cassandra Clem. Cassandra Clem was a social experiment disguised as an interactive horror account. The character Cassandra was created by a team of a writer, actor, and director who wanted to explore the toxic relationship between influencers and their followers. At first, Cassandra appeared to be a struggling
that
influencer
sounds
documenting her
interesting,
mental
actually.
health journey. She wrote long, relatable captions about how fame was affecting her, ending each post with motivational quotes, and she used the hashtag never alone, which became a recurring theme. But then things got weird. Her posts became increasingly unsettling, her captions stopped making sense, and some were filled with random numbers and symbols. Her selfies turned eerie, showing her dressed entirely in white from her clothes to her hair, almost looking ghostly. In her final post, she sat in a stream wearing a white dress and a flower crown with the caption Transcendence. The account directed followers to a cryptic website before going silent. The creators later explained that the experiment was meant to show how people react to influencers online. They noticed how followers spiraled into obsessive conspiracy theories, proving how easily the internet can create false realities. Like, I could be like an Islamic extremist for all you guys know, I guess.
Okay.
Holidays and happily ever afters. At first glance, holidays and happily ever afters looks
I
like
think
you're
I'll skip to the darker, to the trench floor at least, because I want to see what this iceberg will end with,
typical travel influencer page. A couple documenting their adventures, sharing vibrant landscapes and carefully framed aesthetic portraits. But unlike most travel pages, this one took a horrifying turn. The account belonged to two travel enthusiasts who spent their time exploring different parts of the world and sharing their experiences with their followers. But in October 2018, their journey ended in tragedy. During a trip to Yosemite National Park,
What?
the couple fell nearly 800 feet from a scenic lodge known as Taft Point, a spot notorious for having no railings
I would
or
love
safety
to visit
measures.
Yosemite, but I would not like to climb such heights.
What makes this even more chilling is a post that one of them made right before her death. She uploaded a photo of herself sitting on the edge of the Grand Canyon, captioning it, "Is our life worth one photo?" At the time, the caption seemed to be just like a simple...
Not worth. And to be honest, I've done some kind of similar type of decision. Similarly dumb. When I was traveling in the one of the cities/resorts, I mean the kind of tourist city in Russia. It's called Gelendzhik, and it was 10 years ago, and I was way younger and dumber, and to actually I don't know why really I wanted to do this. I think I was just up to do some really dumb shit, and I actually went to the almost near the cliff, and it was really high as well, and it was the fence which I could pull up. So I stand really near to the cliff, and the cliff was like this. So it would be the no way to even slide there. That was just the straight fall from the cliff if something went wrong. So I just made the selfie from it, even though I'm really scared of heights. But I've done this selfie, and it was okay though. But afterwards, I rethought my my action, and this action was really dumb action. That was one of the dumbest things that what I've ever done, I think.
Reflection on the risks of taking photos in these beautiful places, you know. But after the accident, it read more like a haunting premonition. Even now, their Instagram account remains active, like a frozen digital diary of their final adventures, making it one of the eeriest accounts still viewable online. And that's the end of Layer 1, guys. Let's get into Layer 2 now.
Okay, I will skip to the trench floor.
Ecology Homestones. At first glance, Ecology Homestones sounds like it could be a quirky interior design brand, but in reality, it's one of the strangest, most surreal ARGs on Instagram and TikTok. The account revolves around a bizarre narrative featuring Robert, a strange, fleshy creature made from what was once one of 8 carrot farmers who were hunted down. According to the lore, a gnome named Cheapsteak hunted these farmers, leaving them horribly mutilated, but somehow still alive. The video follows Robert, a grotesque hand-like piece of meat with an oddly expressive personality. As the story unfolds, more Robert clones appear, each with their own twisted backstory. The posts feature eerie, surreal visuals paired with unsettling sound design, deep, distorted voices, unnerving ambient noise, and abstract horror elements that make everything feel like a fever dream. The creators of Ecology Homestones insists that their work is part of a musical band, blending art, music, and horror into one unsettling experience. They use their posts to engage every sense. You can't watch their videos without sound, and you can't listen without the visuals. It's actually pretty cool, honestly. It reminds me of that one, what's that one like YouTube video that I covered in that YouTube iceberg? Like Pete the Meat Puppet, is that what it was called? Yeah, that shit. It reminds me of that shit, bro. Lovely Peaches. There are people who do disturbing things on Instagram, and then there's Lovely Peaches who makes every other unhinged person on the internet look pretty sane in comparison. Her real name is Brittany Johnson, but she's better known as the internet's biggest walking horror show. From the outside, her
Oh
Instagram
my god.
looks
Okay, I
normal,
see
like
why.
a wannabe indie musician trying to make it big. But if you've been on the
I
internet
mean,
for
she's
long
already
enough,
kind of big, you know.
you know exactly who she is. This
I
is a
think
woman
she
who
has a
claimed
big
to have sold
following.
her own daughter, a woman who
Kind of.
live streamed animal abuse, literally spraying perfume into her dog's eyes and admitting to killing it. A woman who built
what
her
the
entire internet persona on shock, depravity, and outright sadism.
Is it real? Is it real? Holy shit. Was it done on the Instagram, and is her account is still running, or what? Or is it banned right now?
Her accounts have been banned repeatedly, yet
okay.
she always comes back. No matter how many times Instagram wipes her existence, some new account pops up, either run by her
400,000 followers, that's quite of a big following,
or
actually.
someone impersonating her for clout. She
my
was
God.
actually arrested for animal abuse, but it wasn't enough
That's
to
so
stop her
bad.
completely. Pretty crazy. Perpetual Angst. Perpetual Angst is an Instagram account that is a mix of weird core, dreamcore, and surreal horror. So, you know, this is right up my alley if you've been a fan of the Poi channel for like a year or so. I used to do weird core, dreamcore content back in the day. And the posts on Perpetual Angst all focus on themes of self-doubt, identity loss, and isolation. Unlike other horror-themed accounts that rely on gore or disturbing imagery, this one taps into something a little more psychological, the kind of horror that comes from within. One of the standout posts features a dark silhouette of a person sitting with their head down, arms resting on their knees, with a caption that reads, "The day I was
feeling
been..."
uneasy looking on this picture. This watcher is making this picture is really unsettling and disturbing.
In pain, begging you not to leave me. There's something about the simplicity of it that makes it unsettling. It's not an outright scary image, but it carries this weirdly hopeless feeling, like a vague memory of something you've experienced, but can't fully remember. Another post takes it further, showing a character staring into the void while the text reads, "Why can't you save me if I'm you?" The whole thing plays out like a thought loop, almost as if it's trying to make the viewer question their own existence. And honestly, that kind of is what makes it effective. It doesn't tell you what to be afraid of, it just plants the thoughts in your head and lets your brain do the rest. And then the aesthetic of the entire account is just really like pretty, I guess. It's very weird core, you know, if you're into this shit, then you're gonna be into this. Like some of these images like this one I'm looking at one right now called, or it says, "You're doing great, sweetie, just don't let them find you." This is like quintessential weird core. This is almost to me kind of like a evolution of weird core that I'm seeing, because it has that 2000s aesthetic with a little bit more modern nostalgia, but it has that same uncanny image, or uncanny effect, I mean. Like this one that says, "Are you winning,
I like
son?"
the 2000s aesthetic. It feels really nostalgic for me at the 2000s kid.
Which is a pretty modern meme, I mean, from what I remember, but then it has this weird core effect to it. And then there's a lot, you know, still classic weird core, like this one that I absolutely love. This says "Wrong Location." And then some of these I feel like gotta be like reposts, like not original. Like I feel like I've seen so many of these weird core images before. Like scroll through this account, you know, sorry, I'm ranting about this one. I fucking love weird core. If you want to hear more weird core content and shit, be sure to check out my weirdcore videos. I have quite a few anyways. And let me know in the comments if you want more weirdcore content. I would love to do more, but I just feel like, you know, there's not people who would want to watch it. But let me know if you would. I might do one. Anyways, sorry, that's enough of my rant. Next up, we have Jade is in Town. Jade is in Town is an LA-based ARG that started as a strange but harmless Instagram page.
Okay, I want to skip to the really deep layers of the iceberg right now. Want to see what is the baddest actually thing on the Instagram.
Accounts on this list are immediately unsettling, but Acacia Kersey's page was the opposite. It seemed too perfect. She was the textbook definition of an influencer, with soft pastels, aesthetic photos, relationship posts, and motherhood updates. But as time went on, cracks began to show. Acacia first gained popularity on Tumblr before transitioning to Instagram and YouTube, where she built an audience through her carefully curated online persona. But despite her polished appearance, followers began to notice deeply disturbing patterns in her content. She faced serious accusations of neglect regarding both her children and her pets. Most of the concern was directed towards her younger daughter, who had a medical condition requiring...
Why are there so many influencers who are messing with their children in the really bad way? I mean, maybe that's because it's on the surface and we just know that these influencers are done really bad things with their children, and maybe that's why there are really many famous cases of the influencers with the children who've done the really bad things. But yeah, I hope that is not the biggest trend, what I have noticed.
Constant care. People accused Acacia of putting her children in unsafe situations and prioritizing content over their well-being, which is sad, you know. The accusations extended to her pets as well.
Yeah,
she would frequently...
that's sadly common story.
Adopt animals only for them to mysteriously disappear with no explanation. Dude, this girl is a villain. The most infamous case involved her cat, Cotton, which she and her husband left alone with food and water for several days while they went on a trip. But when they returned, they found that the cat's food had been completely infested with ants, implying that Cotton had gone without proper nourishment the entire time. I mean, I don't know. It could have been, it's not really her fault, exactly. Like, she couldn't have known, but still, like, maybe show a little bit more care for your fucking animal. Anyway, over the years, people pets as well.
Did she leave her cat alone at home with just the bunch of food? Is that how you can care about your pets when you are on the travel to somewhere? Is it a thing even? I thought if you have the pet, I honestly didn't have the pets for most of my life, and especially I didn't have the cats or dogs. So it's usually, from my perspective, that if you are having the cat or a dog, you can, and you are going to the trip, you have to just send the cat or a dog to someone who will care about them, and not left your pets alone. So that's how it should work, but are there really the people who are lefting their pets with only just a bunch of food for a week at least, or more even? What
who
the
would
hell is
frequently
happening?
adopt animals only for them to mysteriously disappear with no explanation. Dude, this girl is a villain. The most infamous case involved her cat, Cotton, which she and her husband left alone with food and water for several days while they went on a trip. But when they returned,
Yeah,
they
they
found
just
that the
left.
cat's
They just left and left for the cat some food and water. That's so wild. I'm really disrespecting this.
food had been completely infested
That's
with
so bad.
ants, implying that Cotton had gone without proper nourishment the entire time. I mean, I don't know. It could have been. It's not really her fault exactly. Like she could have.
That is her fault that she's actually left the cat with some bunch of food and water while they were on the trip. It's just her fault to not send your pets to any care house or to your friend or to your family, whatever. You just have to care about your pets no matter what. Otherwise, why do you even have the pet in the first place? Even though it's quite hard to take care of the pet when you are on the tree, but you have to send the pet to somebody to take care of them. Otherwise, they will be dead easily. It's the total mistreatment of the animals, which I'm totally surprised of. In the bad way.
But still, like, maybe show a little bit more care for your fucking animal. Anyway, over the years, people repeatedly called Acacia out, but instead of addressing the backlash, she simply stopped posting about the things people criticized her for. Eventually, she stepped away from social media, attempting to rebrand her life online. But no matter how much she wanted and tried to move on, the internet never forgot. The next account is called Skatten.gfx, and it honestly gives off a completely different type of horror. It doesn't really rely on gore or monsters, but instead on this overwhelming feeling that reality itself is breaking apart. The posts on this account have a very specific energy, one that makes you feel like you stumbled onto something that you really weren't supposed to see. The first thing you'll notice about Skatten.gfx is the visual style. A lot of the posts feature glitchy, distorted faces, eerie static covered figures, and warped text that looks like it came from a corrupted file. But the real horror comes from the messages hidden inside these posts. One video on the account features the phrase "hear me out" followed by "do you feel it?" over and over. The background is this rapid flashing loop of people screaming in agony, like they're trying to say something, but you can't quite understand what. There's this hypnotic quality to it, like if you stared at it for too long, you'd start to feel whatever they're feeling. And honestly, that's the kind of thing that sticks with you. Another post simply states, "nothing feels real anymore," and the caption underneath is "you're in too deep, touch some reality." That one got to me because the way it's presented is almost like the post itself is like becoming aware of what it's doing to your mind. Like a self-aware brainwashing machine or some shit. Like it's watching you scroll through and now is actively warning you that you're slipping into this fucked up world. And then there's the post that straight up tells you to wake up. It starts with a message that reads, "Hello, are you still there? I want to show you something." It's followed by this haunting sequence of text here that says, "They wanted everything, but they have nothing. Do not lose yourself chasing what was never real. Stay strong, stay awake." Like, what does it even mean, bro? Is it talking to you? Is it talking to itself? Or is it telling something else to wake up? The whole thing just makes you feel so, like, uneasy. Like it's tapping into something way bigger than just a horror aesthetic. And then there's the post that really sent me over the edge. A variation of that "man you see in your dreams" meme, except this time is captioned "nowhere feels safe." This also gives a little bit of a weird core vibe to me, which, I don't know, if you've been around for a while, you'll know the meme on my channel that like I say everything reminds me of weirdcore. I might be doing that again, but I don't know, give me that same like unsettling nostalgic energy, like how like you're in a different reality. The eyes in the image stare directly at you. It's like it's trying to push its way into your subconscious and to make itself a permanent part of your mind. And I swear, the longer you look at this shit, the worse it gets. The whole account feels very metaphorical in a way. It's less about traditional horror and more about the idea that your own mind can can betray you. You know, another weird core idea. A weird core concept. A lot of these posts don't show you Gores or Monster. They just plant this creeping thought in your head that maybe everything you know is fake. That's what makes Scatten.gfx stand out. It's kind of like deeply psychological and pretty good at it. Instagram confession accounts. Confession accounts started as a fun, anonymous trend. Places where people could confess their feelings, secrets, or crushes without fear of judgment. We listen and we don't judge. But like most things on the internet, it didn't take long for them to spiral into something much, far darker.
Yeah,
These
you
accounts
shouldn't confess about some wild shit.
became hotspots for cyberbullying, harassment, and even criminal confessions. Because of the
because the some hackers and some really capable people can just identify your identity somehow, and you will be in trouble.
Anonymity, there was no way to verify anything. Someone could post a confession claiming they had done something horrible, and there would be no way to know if it was real or just a disturbing joke.
I mean, that still, I think, can be investigated somehow, I think, by the really knowledgeable hacker or something like this.
In school settings, these accounts became especially dangerous, leading to rumors that ruined reputations and led to even like real-life consequences. Some of the most disturbing posts included like detailed descriptions of violent acts that may or may not have actually happened, threats against specific people, leaving followers unsure if they should take them seriously, and false accusations designed to turn entire schools or communities against individuals. The anonymity that made these accounts seem fun at first became their biggest problem. People could say literally fucking anything and no one could stop them. What started as a lighthearted social media trend ended up as a breeding ground for cybercrime, defamation, and serious mental harm. Sunshine Academy. At first, Sunshine Academy looks like a parody account, one of those weird internet cults that exist just for the sake of being unsettling. But the deeper you go, the less certain you become. The account presents itself as a fake online school promising to create the perfect students. Unlike real online academies, Sunshine Academy has no academic backing. Instead, it has an elaborate fictional lore that feels somewhere between a satirical joke and a full-fledged cult recruitment page. According to the Academy, their students, or quote-unquote students, undergo a transformation process involving exposure to nuclear radiation, which supposedly enhances their intelligence and turns them into something called hybrids, beings that look like animals but are considered the ultimate form of human evolution. The videos on their Instagram and YouTube channels are bizarre AI-generated fever dreams, featuring distorted voices and cryptic dialogue that seem deliberately designed to make viewers uncomfortable. The comment section is just as unsettling. People play along, claiming that the Academy has already turned them into hybrids and asking about how they can enroll. The strangest part is that no one knows if this shit is like an elaborate joke, an ARG, or I don't know. I mean, it's not real, obviously, but it's just kind of weird. Like, there's no like real story behind it. And we did it, guys!
Okay, that's the end of the iceberg. Alright, that was fun. Props to the author to make such a long video. It was a nice one. I'll leave it a like. So let's see the other one, the other video. Following them of the kind of dark videos, I will watch the YouTuber's darkest secret, YouTuber's darkest search term. Yeah, let's see. That is all fake. The hell?
Though it crosses my mind every now and then, it's been several years since I've given the following story any real thought. In 2019, my friends and I stumbled upon a rising post in r/conspiracies under the title, "I found something strange on YouTube. Help me dig." Earlier today I got bored and searched random letters in the YouTube search bar. The random letters I typed happened to be try GF. I clicked the back button and went to search some more random letters. However, when I clicked on the search bar, some strange suggestions showed up. Here's a GIF of what happened. If you click on the recommended searches, even stranger videos come up. For example, car surprise egg, shown in the recommended searches above, seems to be
That's
some
just
kind of
the creepypasta, I
call,
think.
as most videos are a bunch of kids reviewing toys. I tried some other random string of characters with no strange results. However, I tried something similar, try FG, and even more peculiar results came up. 6 different accounts uploaded the same 6-second video titled Try FG. They all say, "You did it. Congratulations."
What?
If you look back at the GIF I linked, you saw the strange suggested searches. Clicking on any of the searches brings up some even more. To save you some time, here is some of the whack shit I saw. Straight up cannibalism, a person surgically attaching the bottom half of a dog to the top half of a cat, maggots crawling out of children's eyes, and people being slaughtered and beheaded. There's
I
also an
hope that it's
extremely
just a creepypasta and it's
disturbing
all
video
fake.
that I refuse to link. It involves someone being not only brutally murdered, but also having their face chopped off. Someone on 4chan noticed there are coordinates in the description of the video. When followed, they lead to a house in the middle of nowhere. Despite saying they wouldn't share it, OP eventually caves and ends up linking the video created by a user named LZW.
Okay. I really hope that it's all fake. I really hope that it is. What the fuck? Hope that it's just a creepypasta. Who would be that insane to record its crimes and do the creepypasta types of shit? I mean, the people are crazy, but still, what are the limits of such creativity? Really twisted creativity. Alright. Yeah, I really hope that's just staged.
Ignoring all of the other videos mentioned by OP, Reddit users began to hone in on this one video in particular. The footage depicts a person, bound in cloth, in a bathtub full of blood. The person seems to still be alive, as they occasionally make subtle movements. While some users believe that what they were seeing was real footage, the overwhelming consensus in the comment section of OP's post was that this was an ARG. In short, it's not real. And I agree. The cryptic text, the coordinates in the description, and the writing on the wall all seem like a setup for some sort of online rabbit hole that the creator is trying to bait us into. If we try to dig deeper into the channel, nothing shows up, as all of the videos are either unlisted or privated. Searching up the channel's username, we're presented with a playlist titled
Just an
Pelzer
ARG.
Super TV. Giving the playlist a brief glance, we can see that it contains many of LZW's unlisted posts, as well as a myriad of other strange videos. It's hard to tell where exactly to begin with this playlist, but we can break it down into a few categories. The first category of videos are cryptic, nonsensical, and occasionally violent, similar to the video we just watched from LZW. You'd think it was a single channel posting all of these videos, but in reality, there are a ton, yet they all seem to post the same thing, leading me to believe they're all managed by the same person.
So that is an RG, right? There.
The second category of videos are reminiscent of ElsaGate content. Videos featuring characters such as Spider-Man and Elsa, meant to draw in a younger audience, before showing them wildly inappropriate content. If you weren't aware, ElsaGate began to gain traction in 2017 and is still a problem to this day, as predators still try to find ways to manipulate the YouTube algorithm to present their sick and twisted content to children. However, the Spider-Man videos in the Pelzer Super TV playlists are a bit out of the ordinary as far as ElsaGate goes, as they feature text-to-speech voice acting.
Sorry sir, but our intervention would only make the fires worse.
How? That is what you do. You are supposed to put out fires. You are called firefighters for fuck's sake.
Do not dare tell me how to do my job, boy. This is for your own safety. Now step back and keep your mouth shut. I am authorized to use excessive force against rioters if necessary.
Do I look like a rioter to you?
Yeah,
My
that's a
entire life
really
is in
weird
there.
video.
My cat. You are just standing here doing nothing. Give me the hose. I will put the goddamn fire out myself.
Stand down now, sir.
Give me that hose.
You have brought this on yourself.
Or finger
got it.
puppets.
Creepypasta. I mean, it's just a creepy video.
The CIA's attempt to force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture.
Red, your trigger is Star Wars.
I'll just skip it.
Around a small town in South Carolina named Pelzer. These videos are completely normal and eerily out of place considering everything we've seen thus far. Some of the channels who posted these videos about Pelzer are still active to this day, leading me to believe that they have no involvement with this ARG, and their videos have simply been inserted into this playlist for one reason or another.
In my mind, I have painted pretty pictures.
Doing a bit of a deeper dive, Pelzer is fairly unassuming. As of 2010, Pelzer only had a population of 89 people, growing to almost 1,400 in 2020. In general, there's not much happening in this town. So what's going on here? A strange search term led us to quite the gory video, which in turn led us to this mysterious playlist with connections to ElsaGate, MKUltra, and Pelzer. The sheer number of videos and channels that appear in the Pelzer Super TV playlist make it almost impossible for me to sift through each and every one of them and decipher all of the secret messages, which I might have had to do if not for one video.
That's just an RG, okay. I got it. So
is tortured, killed, and eventually buried by the cameraman. I think it's safe to say that the man in the bathtub could very well be another who was caught by our cameraman, or perhaps even the same person. A YouTube search term uncovered a disturbing video, leading to a strange playlist, leading to a man named Stuart Silverstone and his connections to the Finders, and finally we end with a video of a man killing a...
Oh.
So what's going on here? This may sound strange, but I believe
It's
the
just an
purpose of this
ARG, come on.
ARG is to alert everyone to the dangers of ElsaGate. Let me read to you a few deciphered excerpts from the aforementioned Twitter accounts so that you can better understand the point I'm trying to get across. Remember the feelings invoked by the MK Ultra trigger videos? Now imagine being a child, unwittingly exposed to those same feelings while associating them with your favorite characters/media. Those were the effects of simple trauma/color programming, and over a long term they can cause lasting brain damage. These children's characters represent archetypes that are warped and manipulated to nefarious ends by evil people. This is the most widespread mind control programming to date. Monetary gain is a scapegoat. Hundreds of people around the world are involved in the creation of these videos. They use similar costumes to muddy the perpetrators. They no longer have to abduct children to brainwash them. Manchurian candidates are now homegrown. July 8th, expect a huge influx of videos. It won't be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man waiting on the other side of the screen. Shut them down, or future generations are doomed. The videos from LZW, Stuart Silverstone, etc. all came out around the time that ElsaGate was being exposed to the mass public. If it's not clear by now, the creator of this ARG is very much against ElsaGate and wants to protect children from those looking to take advantage of them. Whoever made this ARG was not just creating an internet rabbit hole, but also trying to warn people about the dangers these videos pose to children,
Actually,
by likening them to the tactics used by the Finders.
That's,
in a way,
that's a nice
ElsaGate
thing.
is the next generation of the Finders and MK Ultra when it comes to brainwashing and, metaphorically, abducting children. It is, indeed, a strange way to get one's message across, but I genuinely believe that this is what the creator is trying to tell us.
Yeah, I hope so.
So what the fuck is happening in Pelzer? Why has the name of this random town in South Carolina been thrown around the whole series, yet nothing has been outright said about it? To me, it seems as if the creator is trying to indicate that Pelzer has some sort of tie to the Finders, MK Ultra, or more likely, a general tie to crimes against children. Doing a bit of digging through 4chan archives shows that people genuinely believe that children are being trafficked and abused in Pelzer. Interestingly enough, the final message left behind
could
on
be
Geics
just in a random small city in the US.
Twitter reads as follows. Don't find yourself in the Perry Correctional Institution or the Anderson County Jail, regardless of the day, week, month, or year. With the Perry Correctional Institution being a prison located in Pelzer, and the Anderson County Jail being the main jail of the county Pelzer is located in. Doing a quick search of Anderson County's public sex offender registry, by placing myself in the middle of Pelzer and allowing a search within 3 miles, 40 total offenders are found. Considering a population of 1,400 in 2020, this is an absurd number.
Yeah.
Even doing a quick search of recent news about Pelzer results in more of the same. Pelzer man arrested on sex crime charges involving children. Pelzer man accused of producing child arrested.
What the hell is this epidemic?
While out on bond.
Is it real?
Pelzer man accused of multitude of crimes involving children. Upstate men accused of child possession. One being from Pelzer.
Maybe
Here's
something is in this water.
Question. Did the creator
What
of
the
this
hell is
ARG
this?
base their story around Pelzer to bring awareness to these predators? Or, as some 4chan users suspect, was this ARG created to hide, overshadow, and delegitimize what is actually going on? Personally, I believe the former, as this mystery has only brought attention to the situation in Pelzer. I'm honestly
That's
in
super
shock.
sketchy.
I went into this not knowing the real world implications, and now that I know, it just feels like another layer to this mystery. A mystery that I'm not capable of solving at the moment. While, for the most part, we can decipher the ARG, who knows what's actually happening in Pelzer, South Carolina.
I mean, you can never know, but the thing is that there are so many sex offenders in the city with the population about 1,400. That's really disturbing. Okay, let's see the next one. All right. Let's see the uncanny valley theory. I actually know some stuff about the uncanny valley theory. All right, about why is this even existing and what's up, how we doing, and some other stuff about why do we actually getting scared about the people. Some reaction I can't do, sorry, because of the copyright things. So yeah, let's. I can react to the videos though. You can send some. So yeah.
Some faces feel
Gonna
wrong. Not
gonna react for some time for the on the video the uncanny valley theory of human evolution. So yeah.
monstrous, not
Let's watch.
alien, but just close enough to human to be terrifying. You know the moment when you see it, something's off. And before your brain can even explain it, your body already knows.
But actually Google how can I do something about the sound reaction, to be honest, because I'm having some requests of the sound reaction. So yeah, maybe that will be not the biggest deal to react on the songs, but as you know, it's just not the best thing. In case of if you want to stay away from the copyright claims and stuff.
Knows. This isn't right. Psychologists call it the uncanny valley, a deep-rooted fear of things that look human but aren't. Why would we have evolved such a strong reaction to faces that are almost human? Our brains are ancient, shaped in a world of predators and prey, long before machines or movies. So what if this reaction comes from somewhere older? What if it was the last trace of a time when the world wasn't just home to Homo sapiens? Other species that looked human but weren't. Some we lived alongside, some we bred with, and some we fought. Maybe the uncanny valley is more than just an odd quirk.
Like
and
the
today we will be
Neanderthals,
breaking it
Denisovans.
down. The idea of the uncanny valley was first described by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori in the 1970s. He noticed that the more human-like a robot became, the more people felt empathy for it at first. But as it crossed a certain line, something strange happened. Instead of empathy, people felt discomfort, revulsion, even fear. The robot looked too human, but not quite right. The effect dipped into what Mori called the Valley of the Uncanny. And it wasn't just robots. People felt the same way about wax figures, prosthetics, and CGI characters that didn't quite capture life. Something about these faces, too close to humans but subtly wrong, triggered an automatic response. You don't have to think about it, it's instant, it's deep in the mind, and it begs the question, why would we have this instinct at all? Our ancestors didn't.
You know, I think that is mostly because our ancestors should avoid some diseases, some DNA, the body part deformational stuff to breed better, and so on and so forth. So it was the evolutionary way to actually make the people be aware that if something looks like a human but it's not a human, that could be really dangerous actually. So yeah, I think it's mostly because of the diseases and the human deformations on in our species, or even the human with which we were living alongside, like the Neanderthals, Denisovans, maybe some other types of humans. So yeah, that's mostly an answer in my perspective.
Evolve alongside robots or movie monsters. The world was filled with wild animals, strange environments, and other humans. Instincts this strong and universal don't arise by accident. They evolve because at some point, they kept our ancestors alive. Think about the fear of snakes. Primates, including humans, are hardwired to fear serpents, and not without reason. In one fascinating study, researchers showed monkeys objects that only vaguely resembled snakes. Even these crude shapes triggered stress responses. Why? Because for millions of years, snakes were deadly predators. Any primate that failed to recognize the danger didn't survive to pass on its genes. Now ask yourself, could the uncanny valley be the same kind of ancient instinct? A warning system designed to help us recognize and fear other kinds of humans? Ones that looked like us but weren't. The existence of this valley suggests that at some point in prehistory, there was a reason to evolve a fear of faces that were almost human. But what or who were we afraid of? For most of our evolution, we weren't alone. Modern humans, aka Homo sapiens, didn't appear on an empty Earth. We emerged in a world already inhabited not only by other hominins but distantly related lines. First of all, our ancestors were not always the dominant species. In fact, for a long time, they were prey more often than predators. If you think Africa is dangerous today, you wouldn't even believe the conditions that our ancestor Homo erectus lived through. There were massive saber-toothed cats ready to pounce, territorial hippopotamus willing to tear you apart, and plenty of other terrifying creatures. But we didn't just evolve alongside other animals. At this time, there were plenty of other hominids around. Our erectus ancestors would have encountered Homo habilis and Homo rudolfensis, close relatives but distinctly different. Mistaking a group of habilis as your family while returning from a hunt.
Our ancestors lived in the really harsh environments, and the lifespan has been for at much from 20 to 30 years.
Could be the last thing you ever do. But we also shared the landscape with very different lineages. Small-bodied Australopithecines were still around 2 million years ago. These guys were pretty weird looking, with brains the size of a chimpanzee but standing completely upright. Imagine after a long day of hunting, you are taking a rest while your children play nearby. You take a glimpse to check on them, but you notice a slim figure luring your child away. Before you can even get your spear, the nimble creature grabs your child and runs off into the night. If you think it's scary being a parent in the modern day, our ancestors may have had to deal with literal child predators, as in they probably consumed our young.
Oh my god.
Other species like Paranthropus may have been more passive observers of our day-to-day lives. Some researchers have likened them to the cows of the human lineage, built for eating mass quantities of plant matter. They may not have preyed on our children, but their presence must have been eerie. They walked upright and were clearly related to us, but their proportions were just off. Massive jaws, sloping foreheads, and small and wiry bodies were a clear reminder they were not us. But they weren't the only ones. Other, even more distant apes prowled the Pleistocene landscape. Let's not forget about the ancestors of chimpanzees and gorillas. We only have a few fossils from the ancestors of these species, some of which are found in East Africa. This means we would have undoubtedly crossed...
Yeah, actually, these hominids are looking really unsettling and terrifying, especially this one. I think I will gonna have the nightmares tonight.
Fossils from the ancestors...
Bless me.
...of these species, some of which are found in East Africa. This means we would have undoubtedly crossed paths with them countless times. And while they may seem timid today, partially due to poaching and human technology, I doubt they feared us 2 million years ago. Moving on, there were other primates in Africa that looked like they came straight out of hell. The giant baboon-like Dinopithecus was truly nightmare fuel. They had massive canines, and large males could even weigh over 170 pounds. Imagine their giant quadrupedal stance, fangs glistening with spit. Words cannot describe how terrifying it would have been to come across an aggressive troop of these animals. Another terrifying animal was Theropithecus. This genus actually survives in a smaller form in the Ethiopian highlands, but during the time of Erectus, they were much larger. In some cases, large males could even weigh up to 160 pounds. And keep in mind, most Homo erectus males were probably only around 130 to 140 pounds. But though these animals were fearsome, we actually have evidence that Homo erectus may have been targeting their young as prey at one site. Check out this video next. This goes to show you that we were not passive actors. Our ancestors undoubtedly partook in the brutal world that raised them. Homo erectus, one of our earliest ancestors, undoubtedly encountered many hominids and primates that were uncanny. But now let's fast forward hundreds of thousands of years later. Our species, Homo sapiens, is on the rise, but we are still not alone. In Africa, we lived alongside Homo naledi, a species with a strange mix of primitive and modern traits. We don't have evidence we interbred with them, despite living alongside them for hundreds of thousands of years. As of 2025, we have only found their remains in a single cave system in South Africa. The weird little hominins may have even placed their dead in the cave as a sort of burial practice. Moving west, we encounter another hominid species, but we haven't found any of their fossils. We only know of them from the DNA of modern West Africans. The goat's lineage interbred with West Africans possibly as late as 50,000 years ago. We still have a lot to learn about this hominid, and hopefully we'll get some fossil evidence soon. When our species actually left Africa, the world only grew stranger. To the north and west, we encountered Neanderthals. They possessed extreme strength, though also intelligence. We have a long and storied history with Neanderthals. Our species first met in Western Asia over 100,000 years ago. As our species continued to spread into Europe, we gradually assimilated with the Neanderthals. These early European modern humans kept Neanderthal features for a long time, but much of them were eventually bred out of the population. As you can see on this map, Europeans retain less than 2% Neanderthal DNA on average, while Asian populations have a little more. But Asia was also home to another species, the Denisovans. This species has proven to be one of the most enigmatic of them all, but we finally discovered a skull of their species, so go check out that video next. Moving further into Southeast Asia, we met the tiny Homo floresiensis, the so-called hobbits, and Homo luzonensis, another small-bodied species. Despite all the differences we had with all these other species, we didn't just fear them. We know for a fact that modern humans interbred with at least 3 other species, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and a third ghost hominid in Africa. So what does this mean for the Uncanny Valley? If the instinct evolved to protect us from these other humans, why would we also be drawn enough to them to interbreed? Could this explain why faces that are almost human spark such complex reactions?
Yeah, that's a really big uncanny valley right here exactly. That's quite of a scary face.
Of fear and fascination? Well, there are a couple of hypotheses which could explain the nuances of the uncanny valley. Each traces back to deep survival needs. The first is disease avoidance. In a world with no medicine, no doctors, and no understanding of germs, disease could sweep through small bands of humans in days. Outsiders may have been seen as dangerous, possibly carrying with them evil spirits. Funny enough, we actually inherited genital herpes, likely from Paranthropus over 2 million years ago. Could this have been an example where our instincts failed us? Recognizing even subtle signs of illness could mean the difference between life, death, and herpes. Pale skin, odd eyes, jerky, unnatural movements, even a slight change in the way someone held themselves. These were clues that something was wrong. And what is a corpse but the ultimate source of infection? A dead body is still eerily human, but devoid of life. That brings us to the second idea, identifying the dead. For ancient humans, the presence of the dead could mean danger, disease, or predators. Recognizing the death of your kin quickly would have been crucial. Our brains may have evolved to detect the fine line between life and death, and to react to anything that falls near that line. Faces that look alive but not quite trigger the same alarms. That's why horror movies use pale, lifeless skin and unnatural movement to terrify us. It taps straight into that ancient instinct. But there is a third idea, one that brings us back to those uncanny, shadowy figures in the forest. Enemy recognition. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors didn't just face leopards, hyenas, or saber-tooths. They faced other humans. Some were rival bands of Homo sapiens, others were Neanderthals, Denisovans, or late surviving Homo erectus. Close enough to fool the eye, but different enough to trigger caution. Distinguishing us from them wasn't just about skin color or clothing. It was about reading the face, the walk, the expression, especially when the stakes were life and death. A Neanderthal stepping into your hunting ground, an Australopithecus lurking near your children. Was this a friend, a potential mate, a killer? The uncanny valley may have evolved as a finely tuned warning system, an instinct to instantly assess faces that were almost human but not quite. It may have helped ancient humans react to the very real danger of other hominins, and this would explain why the feeling is so immediate. You have to wonder, could this instinct have been responsible for the extinction of every other species of human? It is possible. Everywhere we went, extinction followed for all the local hominins. Though we did breed with some of them, this may have only happened occasionally. Even today, humans have the tendency to meet the other with hostility. And maybe this is what happened to the other species of humans. So where does this leave us today? In the modern world, we rarely encounter the kinds of dangers that shaped our ancient minds. Most of us will never fight for food or territory. We no longer share
Are you sure about that?
Neanderthals or Denisovans.
Are you sure about that?
And yet, that fear remains. You can feel the presence of another in a dark room even when no one is there. You pick up on subtle clues in wax museums and horror movies. It's the same jolt, the same instinct, ancient and untouched by time. Perhaps it is one of the remnants of a prehistoric world filled with threats we can barely imagine. A world where humans weren't alone, where seeing another upright figure in the dark might mean death or worse. And maybe that's why this fear lingers, because long ago, it kept us alive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the eerie side of human evolution, hit that like button. Also drop a comment below.
Yeah, okay. It was a fun video. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.